We're all here. Good evening, everybody. It's April 27th, and it is our second Zoom Town Board meeting. We're simulcasting on our town website through YouTube, and then the YouTube will be kept for posterity, and so everyone can see it. I'm calling the meeting to order. Would everybody please like to say the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge
allegiance
to the
to
flag
the flag
of the
of the
United
United States of America,
and
to the
the
republic
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like a motion for the approval of our prior minutes from our March 23rd regular town board meeting and our April 13th regular town board meeting. May I have a motion?
So move.
Thank you, Chauncey. May I have a second? Who said that?
Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I will make a motion for resolution 2020-118 for our budget transfers and amendments. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Chauncey. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I will make a motion for resolution 2020-119 for our preliminary accounts payable abstracts, 60 checks totaling $126,033.35. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alan. Is there any discussion? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I need a motion for resolution 2020-120 for our summer 2020 recreation hires. May I have a motion? Is that Alan?
Yes.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Josh. Just for discussion, we are fully gearing up for camp in the hope that at some point something will be open. We still know that the county isn't issuing our Board of Health approval to open. So we're going to better be prepared than not prepared, but summer camp still may not happen this year. We just don't know. Anybody else have anything to add?
No, you said it exactly right.
Yeah, we're hoping, and it's a great group of kids here we're hiring, and we're hoping we can have them all back. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I need a motion for resolution 2020-121, amending our professional services contract with the LaVerge Group for the Town and Village of Rhinebeck Judicial Court Consolidation Plan. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Chauncey. May I have a second? Thank you, Alan. This is an amendment. We've hired the LaBerge Group to deliver us a plan for the consolidation of the village and town courts, retaining both judges, but merging the courts so that we only have a town court and everything in one space. This amendment to the agreement is so that it's an additional $6,000 so that they can write the grants for us that are available to consolidate judicial courts. Is there any other discussion or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I would like a motion for resolution 2020-122, memorialization for the National Tourism Week. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thanks, Alan. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Chauncey. This is something that the Dutchess County Department of Tourism has asked us to support. Our town and our county thrive off tourism. It's one of our major industries, and we still need to be mindful of it and support it through this time in COVID, where many businesses are closed and and on pause. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Do we have any new business before us? We're going to wait and only put things, everything will go on the next agenda that missed this agenda.
Yeah, I don't know of anything myself.
Okay, we have a couple of things to discuss, I think. The permits or the stickers, the yearly stickers for the transfer station. Ed, you want to talk about that and we can decide what we want to do? Ed, you're on mute.
How about now?
Now you're not on mute.
Okay, that's why. Okay. Anyway, as of May 1st, this Friday, all the permits are supposed to be in. They had a whole month of grace. All of April was free for anybody using a facility. But as of May 1st, they're supposed to have their permits. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, a lot of mail did not get to the town hall, so we only sold 108 of those permits. We have about 300 to 325 cars that come out there. So we need to come up with something fast, and I suggest that to the guys, and they suggested to me actually too, to have Frank Connolly sell the tickets at the transfer station this Thursday and Saturday, and I'll help him out there. He has a window completely between him and the person outside, so he's totally covered. He just has to put his hands down near the bottom. That's it. It's like having a plexiglass.
Wait, so we're going to let cars in that don't have permits, and then those people have to park and get a sticker?
No. They have to come in, okay, and get their
Come in where?
Come into the facility. They still have until May the 1st, okay? So they'll be coming up to buy the permits this Thursday and Saturday. But I had another idea. If you didn't want to let them in, I want to let them in to buy the permits. They have to come up there to buy the permits, okay? But even past this point, I want you to think about this. I had a brainstorm yesterday. Beyond this point, if we have 50 or 70 more people who still have not bought the permits down the road, we're not going to stop them from coming into the facility. What we're going to do is allow them to come up, but each time they come up to use our facility, there's a $10 fee for not having that permit until they purchase one. So we will be taking that in all the time.
I am really concerned about people buying permits at the transfer station. One, because we're doing it all through the mail at town hall. Right. I'm concerned about people coming in and going to the window. I'm also, a lot of people, or some people have Rhinebeck mailing addresses and they're not Rhinebeck residents. So clerks do check all of that.
Okay, so my next question is, then you'll have to allow me to let these people come up to the facility and use it without a permit. We'll have to charge them the $10 fee.
What do you guys think? Seems like a lot.
No.
Well, if we don't let them buy the permits at the transfer station, do they continue to try and do it by mail with town hall, or do they come to town hall during hours, or?
Well, the problem is May 1st is the deadline is May 1st, which is Friday.
We can extend the deadline. Like here, we're talking about it. We can extend it.
Okay, if you want to extend it.
Chauncey, to answer your question, they can either call town hall and make an appointment to come, and we'll do it through the door, or they can call town hall, email town hall. We'll verify their residency on the phone. They send in the money. We send out the sticker. There's a million, different ways we can do this. I mean, I'm fine with charging people without a sticker to use the facilities.
We have to, because otherwise we're going to get barrage with people complaining and calling us up saying, hey, we couldn't get in. And I'm going to say, well, you don't have a permit.
Shouldn't we just have Frank stand at the gate to open it and close it and collect the money from people who don't have stickers?
What do you mean? Collect what money? The permit money, or the money to use a facility?
the money to use the
The
facility.
$10.
Yeah,
Well,
or-
they'll pay it up there when they get rid of their garbage and their recyclables. They'll pay at the same time as they pay for
how
that.
do the guys know if they have a permit or they don't have a permit? People park all over.
No, they have to come up and show the permit, which is on the side of the window where it's supposed to be. If they don't have a permit, it's $10.
And you can't show a permit that's on the side of the window. I come up and I park on the side and then I go up and pay them. How do they?
They have to do, well, we have a guy out there, he's got to go to the car and check the car, because we have John out there who's out the front man. We've got
Okay,
Mike.
I'm suggesting that instead of hiring Frank to sell permits, we hire Frank to collect the $10 as they're coming in.
Oh, okay, that's a thought. Sure.
I mean, why let them in to clutter it up, to cause, and then,
Well, wait a minute. Okay, the part of this, which I don't, are you afraid of Frank collecting the permit money at the window? Because he's collecting money from his window of his truck, or getting close to people anyway.
I
They
don't
come
know.
up. I don't know.
What do you guys think?
I don't know. Guys, somebody? Any ideas here?
I think we should have somebody there collecting $10 per car at the gate without a permit. That way people can turn around and leave if they don't want to pay the $10.
Okay.
You've got a permit, come on in. You don't have a permit, $10.
Okay. You guys
And
will
that'll
do
encourage, we can have little things, sent up. There's like call town hall to get your permit.
right. Well, they know what to do. I mean, they just haven't done it. I mean, that's the point. Before COVID-19, it would have worked fine. Everything was at the town hall. You went and bought it, but now that threw a wrench in the whole thing.
It
So
did
now
throw a wrench. We're doing business as usual. People just aren't doing it.
well, no, I didn't think. I really.
Frank could be there with a bucket and a face mask on and say, throw your $10 in the bucket, you can go in.
That's
I
fine.
just think we should stop them at the gate. You have a permit and you don't, $10 to go your way.
Okay, that's just that. If that's what you
That's
want
my
to do,
feeling,
guys.
instead of having it all jammed up at the. What do you guys think?
I think that's fine. You'll have to start him out with a little purse in case he has to make change. You know that the first 10 people are all going to have 20s.
You're still gonna have you're gonna have to make change there too. That's right.
Well, you're going to be there, right? Ben?
I'm going to be there part of the time. Yeah, I'm going to be there Thursday, but I'm not going to be there if it's just going to be down by the gate. If we're not going to be up by the office, I'm not going to be down with Frank. There's no point to that.
I think we should try a couple of weeks of just at the gate collecting $10 to let people in. And
Okay.
that'll send a message to call town hall and get your permit.
Okay, I'll tell him.
I mean, should we put a resolution on the floor for this?
Do you need a resolution? Really?
Yes, we have to amend our fee structure.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion for a resolution 2020-123 to hire Frank Connolly,
Well, Frank's already on the payroll.
to have Frank Connolly staff the gate, only letting cars in that have a permit. And if people do not have a permit, he's to collect $10 in cash to let them get into the entrance to dispose of their trash, which they then have to pay for.
Okay, yes, good.
May I have a second?
What's that?
May I have a second?
Second,
Um,
that was me.
Thanks, Ed. Josh, what did you say?
Is
Yeah.
is this something that should go up on Facebook?
Well, it can. We
Okay.
could send out an email blast. We should also have a big sign made, Ed, for Thursday, $10 entry fee without a permit.
We can put up some kind of little sign, but nothing fancy because it's too late to get anything special made. I mean, it's
Oh,
just something. I'm sure that.
Can you get a sign up? Can you get a big sign up that says $10 fee for entry without a permit?
I can try. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
if you need big paper, call me.
Okay, well,
Yeah, and I guess we should get it out. We can have an email blast.
Put it on Facebook too. I'll put it on my town page and, you know,
Our town page.
that one too, yeah.
You have a town page, your own town page?
I have, no, just town councilman page.
Yeah. All right. All right. That's going to be really fun. You don't want to consider just, you know.
No, nothing free. No, no,
Okay. Okay.
definitely
Okay.
not.
You heard it here.
They had a whole month of April free. We started March 19th. We said you have the whole month of April free. You have to have it done by May 1st. How much time do you want?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. Well, it's running really well. Well,
It
let's see how this goes.
we were mobbed on Saturday. For some reason, Red Hook was closed, Hyde Park was closed, and Clinton never got their act together, so they never opened. So we had all of them there as well. The only one open on Saturday was Milan. That was it. So we
I
got
would
all
stand
these people in.
outside the gate and just wave them in. Permit, come on in. Permit,
Yeah,
pay or go.
right. Frank can
Oh
do that.
boy,
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
yes, it will.
Okay,
Okay, I'll
let's
tell
go.
you guys. I will
Let's
tell
go on
them.
to the next fun topic. Tennis courts, and what did you guys want to talk about with tennis courts? We're having the stumps removed. The highway's doing that.
No, not unless you say so. We have to get that approved budget-wise, $1,200 or so. We have to get that
Why don't you
approved.
put that in for the next meeting and
I'll
get
do
that
that.
done?
Okay,
And are we
Okay.
going to be able to get anything planted this year, or are we going to hold off until the fall?
we can. I can look into that too, right after we get the stumps out. Sure, why not? I'm gonna get
We're
that.
going to have to wait. All
So-
right, start working on that. I know COVID hung us up, but if we miss spring, we'll get it replanted in the fall. I mean,
Fall is
maybe,
better planting than spring. Did you know that?
yes, I did.
Okay.
I've been told that landscaping has been designated as an essential business, so maybe we are allowed to,
Good.
right now, to have the.
I
have done
don't
whatever we're
think
gonna
that,
have done there.
I think landscaping maintenance is, but not
Not
beautification
new
or
plantings.
planting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
It's maintenance and like if a tree limb, we had a tree limb that's leaning on our house, I can get that removed.
I see.
I don't think I can hire a crew to come in and plant flowers.
Got it.
Okay, so we'll look at that. And you guys also wanted to tell us, you and Josh did a little trip to Red Hook and saw how pretty their fencing is.
I did that myself, and they have black fencing, which is a very beautiful contrasting color to their blue tennis courts. They also have very elegant downlighting for night playing. So I think those two elements make it look a little jazzier, yes.
So this is part of our RFP that we want to do for the
Whole park.
renovation of our pool and, courts area. That would include the tennis court, the basketball court, whether the volleyball court stays or go, but it would include the playground and the pavilion areas over there and the pool buildings and all of that. If the park committee wants to take this up separately, I guess fine, but we're supposed to be getting an RFP to look about it holistically. If you guys want to break it up into smaller chunks, then there's something that makes sense, amenable to that.
Do we have the RFP passed already or not? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
I think the COVID, really stopped everybody from meeting. I think they just got up and going on Zoom. It's, whatever you want to do. We know the tennis courts need help. Maybe, does it make sense to put a fence around them outside of an RFP? Should we?
I'd be inclined to want to look at the whole picture all at once, but whatever. I mean, it depends how much money we're talking about.
I mean, I know that they, I know they need to be resurfaced. I know they need new fencing. I know we need proper wind screening, and I know that we, need a proper backboard.
Do we have any idea how close, is it the Parks Committee or the Rec Committee that's doing preparing the RFP?
It's the Thompson Mazzarella Park Committee. Michael DeCola is now the chair.
Do we have any idea how close they are to giving us an RFP?
So they've sort of split the committee into specialties. I think they have the field, the park RFP, the looking at the possibility of putting a parking lot in on Market Street and Traver Lane across from the library, and then the a maintenance overview. But any of you can reach out to Michael and check who's the liaison? Alan and Josh? Why don't you guys push him a little bit and see?
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
I mean, or we can,
I've been hearing about this for a couple of years, I think.
okay, or what we can do is go out to someone like Alta or a specialist in this and say, we want to hire you, and we can take it over if it's too much for them.
I think I would wait until we can have a meeting with the whole committee. I'm not sure what the plan is to do that, but we should do that.
Should do what?
Have a meeting with the park committee and then decide. Pardon me? I haven't seen any meetings called.
Yeah, they're running on Slack. That's that's one of the issues.
They're running on what, Josh?
On Slack. It's a project management software. And honestly, it takes a little bit of learning. So I have an email to Michael this morning about the Conway School and the next meeting for that. So I think I'll use that as an opportunity to talk about this and pull Alan into it.
Good.
Josh, why don't you ask around? Ask Alta, and I'll ask LaBerge. Let's find out who the preeminent park designers are in this area. Maybe Susie knows. I know that, we have a couple of Rhinebeck residents who do municipal architecture. Let's ask around.
All right, fair enough.
All right. You want to segue into the Conway?
Hey,
school?
for a second, can I say something? I've got 10%, 9% power left. So if you lose me, you'll understand why. Okay. I'm trying to find a chart and you couldn't.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. What I tell you.
I'll be brief.
Go ahead. I'll be Ed.
So, So we had a preliminary meeting with the Conway School, a Zoom meeting with the 3 representatives from the Conway School, and Sally and Michael and Matt Sinchcombe and Susie. And basically they've laid out their plan, which is a series of preliminary meetings through May, then sort of coming back to our group with hard ideas or a series of ideas to be discussed and digested. And then July, they're working on a final product, which seems to be a book of sorts with their plans and ideas. And it's pretty interesting, and it's wide-ranging in a lot of ways. It's not just the pollinator thing. It's maintenance strategies. It's educational components, but they really seem to be most interested in how the town and village use it as a way to direct their thinking. So there's a lot of pieces to it right now, and I'm working on pulling people together for a meeting on May 10th. Don't know the form for that meeting, but I'm working on that.
Good.
Thanks, Josh. And again, thanks to Susie for donating the money for the Conway School to give us a pollinator plan for our park. Anything else that needs to be discussed? Josh and I had a brief call with our Rhinebeck Trail Committee and Alta, the trail company that was recommended to us by Scenic Hudson. And we funded, I think, $25,000 for a trail plan. And the first trail that we're looking at is connecting the village sidewalk in front of the library with the train station. So it would go all the way from the train station, meet up with the gardens, and then meet up with the sidewalk. And it would be our first substantial town to village trail. And we agreed, I think it's Mark Dixon and Yvonne Pierce, thank you. Yvonne lives in the gardens, and Mark is a retired engineer who abuts the gardens, and they're, I guess, sort of co-chairs or leaders on this trail committee. We sort of agree that we're going to first we've got to get Warren to finalize the agreement with Alta, and then we're going to let them start the first phase of this, which is, what is it? Is it that
it's documentation and suggestions, essentially?
This is where you can put it. This is where the public right of way exists. This is how you could do it. So we're going to stage it out so that we can be sure to get as much public engagement with each step as we go. We want the public to know, we have to know what we're doing first before we could tell the public that we're doing it. So
that makes sense.
All right, well, we're ticking along. You can get a lot done on Zoom and conference calls during this COVID thing. The county today did announce, we have twice weekly calls, all the supervisors and mayors with Marcus and his team. Ron Hicks. County has been amazingly supportive, and they have been a great source of information and leadership and help for us during this hard time. But they're going to start reaching out to us to come up with an incremental reopening of our governments. And we don't know what that looks like yet. It will be slow. It will be in accordance with the governor. And we're going to start in mid-May. Whether it's 30% or 40% of people returning to town hall as long as they're isolated in offices, or some businesses opening up, we're beginning to start talking about that. So we'll see what happens.
Good.
I don't have anything else to report other than thanks to all of our staff who are doing an amazing job through all of this. Also, if any Rhinebeck seniors or people at risk need help, please call 876-3409 extension 3, and we will, bless you, Chauncey, we will pair you with a volunteer to do non-emergency services for you, whether it's a grocery store run or a pickup of prescriptions. That's the Town of Rhinebeck Cares program. Yes, Ed?
I'm concerned about Frank. He may not want to come face to face with a lot of the people down by the gate. That's what and he had, whereas up at the transfer station, there's this window of protection. That's all I'm just going to suggest to you in case he says, no, I don't want to do it.
I mean, do you want another resolution on the floor that we're going to figure out some way to charge $10 for people that don't have permits and we just don't know what it is? We agreed that we were going to let Frank collect $10 from people not coming in. Let's see what he says, and if all of you are in agreement, we'll have to tweak this.
Okay, that sounds good.
I mean, I think that's what we can do.
Okay.
I just don't like the ideas of cars coming in that don't have a permit. I think that is, we had 300 people, 230 people, like that's packed. That's not even social distancing. You start worrying about that. Okay. Anything else from everybody?
No.
How got a motion. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Thanks, guys. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on May 11th.